The US military machine is a fearsome and gargantuan beast. Control the skies, win the war. Last year the US splurged an incredible $944 billion on its military, accounting for roughly 37% of the entire global defense budget. The White House's annual spend is the equivalent of the next 7 biggest defense spenders. China, Saudi Arabia, UK, India, France and Japan, added together. America doesn't just have some of the most advanced weaponry at its disposal, it has about 800 military bases outside the United States. The U.S. Air Force is the world's largest air force, the U.S. Navy is the world's largest navy by tonnage, and the U.S. Navy and the U.S. Marine Corps combined are the world's second largest air arm. To better understand just how big the American military is, we look at what kind of might U.S. President Donald Trump has at his behest. The U.S. Air Force will pound enemies with devastating consequences for weeks before a ground invasion begins. No expense has been spared assembling a frightening array of planes designed to win air superiority, rapidly respond anywhere on the globe, conduct surveillance and build intelligence. As of 2017, the Air Force had more than 5,300 aircraft, 406 nuclear-capable intercontinental ballistic missiles and 170 military satellites. Drones have also recently become a recent deadly item of military hardware to call on. 3 types of long-range and stealth bombers, totaling 152 planes, can take to the air and drop nuclear bombs and conventional weapons. The Air Force has 74 B-52H Stratofortress bombers, capable of carrying 32,000 kgs of weaponry, 59 B-1B Lancers and 19 B-2A Spirits. The jewels in the U.S. Air Force crown are 1442 blisteringly fast fighter jets, including the F-16C, F-15E, F-15C, F-22A and F-35A, all armed with high-powered cannons and missiles. All the hardware and tech is flown, operated and supported by 321,444 active-duty airmen, 141,000 civilian personnel, 69,000 reservists and more than 100,000 in the Air National Guard. The United States Air Force is unquestionably the best-funded, most capable air power that has ever existed. And though the flying branch is known for platforms that take to the skies, it's not just fighter jets that make the service so dangerous. Here are the 4 deadliest Air Force weapons. GAU-8 Avenger. Arguably one of the most powerful weapon systems in the United States Air Force is the GAU-8 Avenger. This 7-barreled Gatling gun can hurl large 30mm high explosive and armor-piercing incendiary cartridges accurately out to 4,000 meters. The gun's armor-piercing rounds have a depleted uranium core and are devastating against a variety of armored targets. The GAU-8 Avenger excels in an anti-tank role, and is mated to the underbelly of the A-10 Thunderbolt close air support and attack aircraft. In this configuration, the GAU-8 Avenger makes up around 15% of the A-10's weight and is roughly the same size as a small car. The GAU-8 is positioned slightly off-center in the A-10's fuselage, with the firing barrel directly down the center of the jet airplane, a design decision that prevents the enormous recoil forces generated by firing the weapon from causing the A-10 to pitch or yaw when firing. B-52 Bomber. In terms of sheer amount of ordnance, virtually nothing in the Air Force active service can carry as much as the mighty B-52 bomber. Though the B-52 is by far the oldest active service airframe in the United States, the original B-52 airframes first took off in the 1950s. Steady upgrades to the heavy strategic bomber's engines, airframe, and onboard electronics have kept the old bomber relevant into the 21st century. Most recently, the Air Force has floated the idea of equipping the B-52 with hypersonic weapons, in effect turning the old bomber into a long-range, standoff platform. The Air Force would like to replace their B-52's engines once again, which could keep the bomber relevant into the 2050s, an entire century after the bomber's first flight. B-21 Raider. Named in honor of the Doolittle Raiders of World War II fame, the B-21 has yet to take its maiden flight, but will likely be the stealthiest bomber in existence once it does later next year. Though artwork depicting the B-21 shows a tailless, flying wing design reminiscent of the older B-2 Spirit stealth bomber, the Air Force claims, somewhat vaguely, that the B-21's stealth characteristics will be 2 generations newer than the B-2's. Thanks much increased sensors and processing power, the B-21 is anticipated to serve not only as a strategic stealth bomber, but also as an intelligence-gathering platform, battle space manager, and perhaps an interceptor as well. F-22 Raptor. What is likely the world's stealthiest fighter? The F-22 Raptor is flown exclusively by the United States Air Force. Thought the air superiority fighter's exact stealth characteristics are classified, the airframe's stealth coating is said to be less maintenance-intensive than other stealthy designs, like the B-2 Spirit stealth bomber, which requires the use of climate-controlled hangars for stealth maintenance and repair. Lockheed Martin, the F-22's prime contractor, claims that from certain angles the F-22's profile is equivalent to that of a steel marble.